I'm Sue Boo, bringing crafting to you. Today we're doing the 3D project part 2. So we're going to make a treat box. So first of all, I showed you about marking your stamp and marking your die cut. And so we're going to ink up our stamp, and we're going to match those up, and that will mean that the majority of the berries will show, so there won't be all the berries buried. So I'm just making sure that it's well inked up, and then I'm going to match that mark up, and I'm just going to look in that area to see the 3 berries, and I'm looking to see if the 3 berries are showing, and I can see more or less they are. I'm just going to adjust it down a little bit, and there, that should be about right. So I'm just going to firmly press down on there. And then there. So now you can see that the wreath, all the berries are not buried. Thank you, Rachel Testament. That was absolutely brilliant. So that gives it a really lovely look. So next we're going to make some DSP. So the envelope I cut up yesterday, this is the back side of it. And we're going to stamp on here now with our wreath. So we're just going to stamp. So I'm just re-inking it up again, and I'm going to stamp off in different places. Just randomly stamp now on the envelope. So anywhere I want. So that's going to go about there. Oh, that didn't work very well, so I must have not got the leaves on that one. Let's see if I can go back in. Which one was it? It was the 3 one. Is it about there? See if I can. That's about right. Let's hope. Yep, so we've got it better. So that's the beauty of photopolymer. You can, if it doesn't quite stamp how you want it to stamp, you can try and go back in and match it up. So I'm going to stamp off at the top, and we're just going to keep building it up. I do one back there. It's easier when you've got a bigger stamp pad, but I do like the minis, so I do use the minis quite a lot. I don't know whether I prefer to actually do this with it, really. And then now they'll put one there. There, that's better. Oops, that didn't quite catch it there. Go back in. Just want that bit there. That's it. And just the edge bit now that I'm going to stamp. Just going round there, and I'll have a bit there, and then we'll just see if I can just put a little bit. Oh, I'm going to go off on the corner here, and then we'll just see if we can get a little bit just there. So pop that back in a bit. Go back over. Where is it? There is there. Bring it in a little bit, and it's there. Oops, that won't matter because I'm probably going to cut that off. So I'm just going to have a look how big the joy is. Yes, I might put the joy on there today. So I'm going to get real red. It's not going to be cherry cobbler, it's going to be real red to put the joy on. So I'll link up joy and have a go whether I can fit it in the spaces. So we'll get joy going in a random places. We'll go across the wreath. I just think this is so lovely, this stamp set. And of course, when you've used up all your elements in your kit, you will still have your stamp set to keep going at. I'm going to put one there. Oh, did that the same way. I didn't really want to do that the same way, but never mind. And we'll have a joy coming off the edge. And then let's see, yeah, that'll do there. So that's quite nice. I'm just going to do one more on the edge down here. So we'll have one. That one was upside down anyway, so we'll have one about there. That's it. So we've got the joy, and I'm going to put a few berries. I'm not going to go for putting them on the wreath. I'm just going to randomly put them around the paper. Just in a corner up here. I think I'm happy with that. So that's just quite effective. It makes lovely DSP paper. So just pop those out of the way. Right, the next thing we're going to do, I thought I got my paper trimmer out, I haven't, is going to trim down our card base. So put those out of the way to dry, and we're going to trim down exactly the score line. Now I'm going to rub the score line out a little bit, so I'm going to just get that and rub it out a little bit, but then I'm going to use that line to go straight down, get it absolutely in the middle, so that will cut down the middle score line. There we go. And now just go over your edges again, so to smooth them down. So just really smoothing those edges down. There we go. And just do that on the other side as well. There we go. Right, now I'm going to remove my blade so there can be no mistakes. So I'm removing the blade from the board, and then I will pop in my card, and I want to score at 4/8. So I'm going to do, oh no, that's not it, is it? Sorry, just nearly made a mistake there. It's going to be scored at 3/4 on all 4 sides. So I'm just matching that up, and it's easier when you're doing little measurements, like 3/4, 1 inch, to do it on this side of your trimmer. So it holds it nicely in place by that. It's a really good trimmer for holding your card in place. Oops, that was not 3/4. Whoops, what did I do there? Not concentrating. 3/4, and then the final one at 3/4. So we'll score. We've scored it. Now we're going to burnish that. And do that. And then we're just going to cut up the score lines. So we just make sure that we cut exactly on the score line. So it takes the score line to be completely on your tab. And then what you do is you just do a little wedge. Take out that bit and a little wedge on that side. And the same again on the other side. So I'm just going so that the score is remaining on the tab. I'm then going to notch in on either side. I'm going to spin it and do exactly the same again. So I'm cutting that score line off and notch it again, and then there we go. Okay, notching that off. Now I'm going to put it this way, and I'm going to put a little bit of tear and tape on the edges. So just grab your tear and tape, just put a little bit right up against that score line. And I use my other scissors because I don't want any sticky on my best scissors. And up again that score line, and just cut off and do it on this side as well, using tear and tape, because I am going to use the glue as well. But using the tear and tape, it just helps it to hold in place while your glue is setting. It just gives it that advantage. And then just go over with your scoring tool, and then we can peel these off so they come off easier then. I just realised I haven't got my poker tool out, and I thought I had. Never mind, I can manage. Okay, now I'm going to use my glue, and it's going to just be glued on the little bit there. Then we're going to bend that right in and make sure that you've got that absolutely lined up with your corner. Then just press, go back to your next one, and then we're going to do the same up there and line it up, and then the third one. Lining it up, and then our last one, just bend in, make sure it doesn't catch. There we go. So now we're just going to rub our tabs to make sure that that tear and tape is adhered, and our glue. Now the DSP that we have made, we're going to cut and it's going to be 2 5/8. So I think we'll do 2 5/8. So let's see, I'm going to chop a little bit off to get this square. Whoops, I've taken my chopping blade off, so I'm just going to pop that back on. So I'm just going to get rid of that to square it up a bit. And so I'm then going to use that side. So I'm going to do 2 5/8 and cut that. Just leave that on one side for the moment, and then it's going to be cut by 4 3/8. So that's going to be 4 3/8. And I'm just checking which side. 4 3/8. So I'm going to, I'm going to take a little tiny bit off this side. That's it. And then do 4 3/8 again. 4 3/8. There we go. And just put that to one side. And then that, oh no, I did the wrong measurements, didn't I? I actually forgot to take 1/8 off that. So just take 1/8 off there. I'm just going to take 1/8 off there. So sorry, the DSP measurement should be smaller. That's right, that fits lovely there now, in there. Okay, so I'm going to glue that in. So the measurement of that, I gave you the wrong measurement, is 2.5 by 4 1/4. So sorry about that. And then I'll just put my glue on the back. And pop that in there. And just make sure it's got an even gap all the way round. There we go. Just use your bone folder to adhere that. Now the two longer sides, we said that they were for, let's see, yes, let's divide this in half. So what have we got here? We've got 1 inch, so I'm going to go for 1/2 inch. So do 1/2 inch, and then I'm going to do, what did I say? I did 4 1/4, I think. So I'm going to do 4 1/4, and that, yeah, will fit in there. And then 4 1/4 with this little bit. We're going to put that in there, and then this little bit we'll just take so yeah, we're just going to take 1/8 off there. Yeah, we'll take it off that side, and then I'll have 1/2 inch on that one. So this is measuring 2.5 by 1/2. So we'll just put take 1/2 there. Just move that out of the way. So now we will put these in to decorate the inside. Just glue down the middle. And just leave an even border. So this is going to have a bigger border on it. So just make sure that you do just a little bit bigger increment than the base. So just match that across. So trying to get that there. So it's giving it a nice white look. And then we'll do the same with this one. It just finishes your box off inside, that when the contents have been removed, you've got something pretty to look at. And it also disguises the tabs that you've glued in there as well. Okay, so that's the inside of my box. Now, so we made the base with the plain side of the card, and now I'm going to remove my blade. We are going to do, let me find my pin as well to put in my glue. What have I done with that? Oh, it's there underneath my scissors, so just pop that there. So now we scored at 3/4 of an inch. So I want you to go as far as the 3/4 of an inch, but then I want you to pull it back just very, very slightly from the score line. Sorry, from the 3/4. So see if I can show you that a bit clearer. Is it going to show you? So I've got it at the 3/4 mark, and I'm just pulling it a fraction back. So I'm not pulling it back as far as the 16th. I'm in the middle of that 16th. So I'm just pulling it slightly back, and then I'm going to score. And then same again on all four sides. So get it at the 3/4 mark, and then pull it that slightly back. And again, 3/4 mark, and pull it slightly back. And then the last one, 3/4, and just pulling it slightly back. Okay, and same as we did for the other one, we're just going to cut up our score line just slightly, so that your score line ends up on here. See, I've not done, just going to go again because I didn't quite get that. And then we're just going to notch in that side and the other side. And just pull that bit out. Same again, we're just going to cut on the other side the score line just slightly, and then cut that off. And then the last two, cutting the notches in. Oh, I just love these scissors. These Stampin' Up snips are just so sharp. They are beautiful. Just really love them. I love sharp scissors. Okay, and then we'll just burnish and score. Now you can burnish your score lines before you cut or after. It really doesn't matter. Stabs up, nice crisp fold, and then there we go. Right, now I'm just gonna make sure, yeah, that's looking lovely. Yeah, that's going to fit great. Now, because it's almost exactly the same, I'm going to put some little grip holes. So I'm just going to take a 1-inch punch. Stampin' Up don't do 1-inch punches anymore. And I'm just going to get that as lined up in the middle as I can, and just take a little bit out of there, and do the same again. Just try and line it up roughly, and do that again. Right, now before we stick our box lid together, it's better if we mount our wreath on there. So the wreath that I printed, I'm so pleased that Rachel Tesserman showed us how to do that, because that is beautiful with all the berries showing. So I'm going to get some dimensionals and stick my dimensionals on the outside of my wreath. So I've got another whole packet. I've got them out somewhere. Yeah. So I'm going to stick my dimensionals on the back of my wreath. Oh, there we go. And then I can pop my wreath up. Hi Valerie, thank you for dropping by. And people say hi, I know what it is, and I can greet you. So I'm just saying, Valerie, I don't know whether you've seen Rachel Tesserman's alternative video on the paper pumpkin, but she shows you how to mark your wreath. So if you can see, all of my, I want to call them cherries, they're not, they're berries. All of my berries are actually showing. So it makes it really beautiful when I've stamped on top. So she shows you how to do that. So I did show it earlier in a video. So I'm just kind of centering that top and bottom. There we go. And I'm going to use the joy. I think it will just fit across my wreath, I'm hoping. Yeah. So I'm going to take out the joy. And I'm going to put my joy going across my wreath. So this is why it's easier to do it before we assemble our box, because we're working on a flat surface. Just put some glue in bits. There we go. Going to put that going across. There we go. And then I am going to use, where's my pin gone? Going to use the actual twine that comes with it today. And I'm going to do a double bow. So I want it to show up. So I'm going to get that is probably about 10 inches ish, so I'm going to get about 10 inches and wrap it round. This is where it can be confusing. Should have tied it off camera, but I'm managing. There we go. So I'm going to get that double bow. There we go. And my beautiful sharp scissors. I'm going to just cut for now in that position. I'll open that one up. There we go. And I want to place that there. So in your packet you have got your glue dots. So I'm going to use one of my glue dots from the pocket in here. There we go. So I do need my pokey tool, can't manage without it now. So I just love this Stampin' Up pokey tool, it's great. So I just pick up the back, so the sticky is still there. I'm going to stick that to, actually I like that side better, so I'm going to stick it to that side of my bow. Sorry, was I out of camera shot? Stick it to that side of my bow, and then I just slide off the back. There we go, and the sticky is left on the bow, so I'm able to pick it up by my pokey tool and put it where I want it on my wreath. And so far I like the way that's looking, so I'm going to leave that. Okay, So now we can assemble our box lid. Again, I'm just going to stick the tear and tape right up to that score line. Get rid of my best scissors because I'm not going to get any sticky on those. And the same again, the other side. And then swap it around. So these are lovely stocking fillers for anybody really, that you can pop in. Just a little nice treat. It's all about chocolate at Christmas, isn't it? Okay, and now I can use my pokey tool, which is much easier to get the backing tape off if you've got your pokey tool. So it's great. There's that. Get those off. And then same as I did before, I'm just going to get my glue and I'm going to put my glue on the end bit of my tab. And then I'm going to line it up. There we go. Put it down. Put your glue on. Make sure you tip. And the final one. Okay, then just go inside and just burnish down your tabs so that it makes it stick. Okay, so before we put that on, we've got a twirl, a flake, a crunchy and a fudge. So if you put your fudge across the top, that just fits in there, your twirl and your crunchy and your flake all fit nicely into the box. And then pop on the lid. And that is a lovely sweet treat to give away at Christmas. I just thought that was a lovely project from the paper pumpkin. So I really hope you've enjoyed that. Hope you'll give that a go. These are American size cards. So the card base itself, I'll just have to measure for you. So if you wanted to do it without doing what I've done, using just normal card, you would need a piece of card that is 5 7/8 by 4 1/8. That's what you would need if you, and 2 pieces, if you chose to do it without doing it with the paper pumpkin. But it was my alternative idea to do. Everything you love. That's brilliant. So hope you enjoyed that. Thank you very much for popping by. If you haven't got a demonstrator, I'd love to be your demonstrator. If you're buying the paper pumpkin, Joy to the World, and also in clearing we have the Sunshine paper pumpkin, and I will be demonstrating those later on of alternatives with that. That's such a lovely kit. If you buy those 2 together, I'm refunding your I will refund your postage in January. So thank you very much for watching and dropping by. Please share the video, as there might be other friends out there that would love to have a go at this project. So thank you and goodbye. Bye.